Hi, I'm Krista Stevens. I gave this speech to the Stoneham High School graduating class of 2012 to the women at Senior Tea in May of 2012. 2 years ago, I volunteered to speak at this Senior Tea because I knew then that you were all amazing. I taught some of you your freshman year in my French or my English class, and then I looped with many of you your sophomore year as your English teacher. I met quite a few of you that year as I started my new job as Program Supervisor of English. What I saw of you then made me eager to celebrate who you are today. I'm celebrating a lot this weekend. I'm calling it my Amazing Women Weekend. I started Friday night by attending a poetry reading, and you're thinking, of course you did, Miss Stevens. That would be what you would think is a good time for a Friday night, by two amazing young poets, Phil Kay and Sarah Kay, not related. I heard about this event from Claire, a former student who had taken my creative writing class 2 years ago. This fall she'll be starting her junior year at American University in Washington, D.C. She had posted the TED video of Sarah Kay reading aloud her poems and invited me to attend the poetry reading with her. Amazing Woman #1. I reposted the event on Facebook, and another friend decided to join us. An old friend of mine named Marcy. She wanted to come to this poetry reading because she had watched the video I had reposted of Sarah Kay performing her poem Bee, and also because Friday was her daughter's birthday. 2 years ago in January, when you were sophomores, her 17-year-old daughter, a senior, was driving to school on a cold January morning and hit a patch of ice. Mackenzie was a friend of my son's and the same age. She was just driving to school. Today, 6 people are healthier and alive because her family donated her organs to them. The first line of Sarah Kay's Amazing Woman #2 poem is, "If I should ever have a daughter, instead of Mom, she's going to call me Point B, because that way she knows no matter what happens, at least she can always find her way to me." So 2 days ago on Friday night, Mackenzie's birthday, Marcy, Amazing Woman #3, Claire and I sat next to each other at this poetry event and laughed and cried. Choosing to live a life full of laughter and tears in the midst of impossible, indescribable, unbearable loss is amazing, and some of you already know that. I came back to my house, and another friend, Kim, Amazing Woman #4, was waiting because she's writing a novel and she needed feedback about her character's motivation, so we sat up until midnight talking and thinking out loud. She fully expects her novel to be published and popular because she's so passionate about it. And some of you are already so passionate about what you love that you have stayed up until midnight painting, studying with a flashlight under the covers, and taking classes over the summer just to be ready to do what you love. On Saturday, because this really is an Amazing Women Weekend for me, 8 to 12 girls came over to my house in the afternoon to get ready for prom. It was nuts. I couldn't keep track of them all. It's amazing I can even be here today. It was my daughter's idea to invite everyone to our house, and since she knows that although I can teach her and her friends how to find the subject and a verb on the SAT grammar questions, even though they might be separated by 4 prepositional phrases, 2 dependent clause, and a relative clause thrown in for no good reason, she knows that I don't know the first thing about hair, nails, or makeup, obviously, and my eyes are no longer strong enough to take any kind of a decent photo. She knows this, and so does everyone else. So she made sure we had everyone's mother, aunt, little sisters, grandmothers, and fathers helping out. I just wandered around making coffee and telling our daughters how beautiful they looked. Amazing Women #5 through 14. The other moms, who can create waterfall braids that don't fall out and design gorgeous, unique corsages, gave their gifts yesterday to our daughters. I learned that I can't even tie a bow, much less fluff one. I have no idea what f-stop the camera should be on. I burned my arm on that hot air rolling thing right there. You can still kind of see it. I had to walk away and check the coffee. If it takes a village to raise a child, then I am glad to be in my village, surrounded by amazing women numbers 14 through 25, who give freely of their amazing gifts and talents. And now on the 3rd day of this Amazing Women Weekend, I'm here with you today in a room full of amazing women of all ages, number 26 through 150. What a weekend. To celebrate all of it and you, I have, of course, written you a poem. You could say, for Stoneham High School's 2012 Amazing Senior Women. What I want to tell all of you today is how amazing you are. I know what you're thinking. Me? I'm not amazing, you could say. She must be talking about that woman sitting next to me, or those girls at that other table, or she doesn't even know me. She must not mean me. But I do. I mean you. I mean all of you. And you could say, she's getting a little older, Miss Stevens. She's probably confusing us with the characters we read about. Now, Scout in To Kill a Mockingbird, you could say that 7 or 8-year-old little girl stops an entire mob from a lynching by starting a conversation with one of the men in the mob, and she accepts sad, scary, scared, wonderful Boo Radley just as he is. Yeah, she was amazing. But I'm talking about you. And you could say, she must mean Penelope, Odysseus' faithful wife in the Odyssey, who kept the kingdom from the greedy suitors for 20 years by using all of her clever wit and tricking them again and again. Yeah, now she's amazing. I'm talking about you. And you could say she means Juliet, who died for true love, or Antigone, who died for justice and honor, or Athena, goddess of wisdom and just war. Hester Prynne from The Scarlet Letter, who kept her chin up after being alienated from her Puritan society and was a single mom. Or even Elizabeth Proctor, who learns how to forgive and how much she loves her husband and he loves her at the last possible moment in the crucible. Yeah, now they are amazing. I am talking about you. And you could say, Miss Stevens, we're not even in a book, except for the yearbook and on Facebook. We're just girls from Stoneham, small, kind of a scrappy town, so small we don't even have a state rep. But at one point, we had more Dunkin' Donuts per capita than probably almost any other town in the United States. That might be true, but that doesn't make us amazing. Really? You want to argue with me? Can I just remind you that I won a long argument with my 17-year-old daughter. That pronoun case is more important than the quadratic formula. I am hers. She is mine. We love each other. Always trumps some minus b over 2a something, 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 and she's not here to refute that, so I definitely won that argument. You're not amazing? I not so disrespectfully disagree, and this is why. Some of you have stood up for your friends and chosen to keep the one good close friend and turn away from groups who decide who belongs and who doesn't, as if they're practicing to become dictators of some small, poor, struggling, illiterate countries. They decide on a whim who belongs and who doesn't, but you decide not to belong to them. You decide to stay loyal to your friend. That is amazing. Some of you have taken huge risks and shared your stories in persons or in essays about the struggles and challenges you face every day as you try to live the person you want to be. That is amazing. Some of you have spoken out against injustice and challenged authority within our school community when somebody did something unacceptable, an adult. You said, I don't think so. You raised your voice. You made a difference. That is amazing. Some of you have no reason to get up in the morning. You might not know if there's food in the house, or even who will be in your house, or even if you'll have a house next month. Somehow, you still found your way to our school, our halls, our fields, our libraries, our classrooms. Some hope or some dream or some fight keeps driving you. You have not given up. That is amazing. Some of you know how frail and precarious life is. Some of you have cared for loved ones who are ill and dying. Some of you have performed in plays, games, tournaments, and contests while your personal life is in shambles or while you are in mourning. That is amazing. And some of you I spoke to 2 years ago in April of 2010 when your teacher and my friend, Phil Riley, suffered a heart attack while running with some of his cross-country team. Phil and I started our long careers at Stoneham High School the same day. In fact, he held open the front door for me as we walked in together. After he fell, I came into your classroom often. I came into your classroom and told you what had happened, and you all sat very quietly. And one of you asked, when will he be coming back? And I said, we didn't know. And you made cards on spring-colored paper, blue, green, pink, and yellow. And his wife taped them up in the white, sterile hospital room, and his family read and reread every one. I came in again to introduce you to your long-term sub. And I came in a third time to formally announce what you already knew, that your teacher had died. And I asked if you wanted me to tell you about it, and you all nodded. And I told you that his family was with him, and it was peaceful. And right afterwards, his family and a few friends, we held hands, and we prayed, and we hugged, and we cried. And some of you cried then in that classroom. Many of us cried in the auditorium at the memorial service. Some of you have cried in your teachers' rooms. Some of you have cried in me. And yes, facing our mortality, facing death, facing challenges, conflicts and pain. Do you not see how brave you are? Do you not see how amazing you are? I stand in awe of your collective spirit, your love, your devotion, your compassion, your fight, your rebellious spirits, your whimsy, your talents, your possibilities, your courage, your dreams, your passions. You could say, well, okay, if you put it that way, maybe once in a while I'm amazing, but I don't even know what I'm going to do with my life. I'm not even sure who I am or who I want to be. You could say, Miss Stevens, I don't think I'm going to do really amazing things like be the first woman president or the doctor who finds a cure for cancer or an English teacher. You could say, you know, sometimes I make a lot of mistakes, Miss Stevens, big ones, bad ones, ones I don't want you to know about, ones I wish I could forget myself. I'd like to delete them, wipe them out, and if all it took was spit and a thumb, I'd rub my thumb to the bone just to go back and redo those mistakes, and if you knew about them, you wouldn't think I was amazing. Stop. Stop. Just stop. Every single woman in this room has made huge, ginormous mistakes. If we older women in this room wrote out all of our mistakes on little tiny slips of paper, we would fill this school from the basement to the second floor, every locker, every hallway, every classroom. Screwing up is part of being human. So is learning from our mistakes. So is forgiving others and ourselves. That too is amazing. You don't have to be a character in a book to be amazing. You don't have to change or make history to be amazing. You don't have to be amazing at everything. Take that right off of your plate. You don't have to be perfect either. Not a single woman in this room is even close, not even me. Do you not see how amazing you are because you are here? You are a part of this community, of this village. For a short time, you are a part of us. We will now be separated like that subject and verb on those tricky SAT questions by geography, circumstances, and choices. So wherever you go, whatever you do, always remember that you are surrounded by amazing people and how amazing you were and are. Next fall, 5 years from now, 10, 50 years from now, when I will be long gone, remember the amazing women sitting around you today. Remember the amazing women you read about. Remember that you too are amazing, even if we are not there to remind you. And when people ask you where you are from, you could say, I'm from Stoneham in Massachusetts, where the women are amazing. It's what we do. It's just who we are. Be happy. Be kind, be brave, be giving. Never forget that this is what I saw in you when you were in high school and how amazing you were and are. Our best wishes and love to you all.